Psalm 81 continues with verse 2, while verse 3 enters into the prophetic. Psalm 81, verses 2 and 3 reads, "Lift up a song, play the tambourine, the melodious lyre, and the harp. Blow the trumpet at the new moon, and at the full moon on our feast day." Verse 3 opens the door to the prophetic, but before we can tackle it in these next few segments, we need to establish a foundation. The Hebrew word for moon is the word Kodash, and is translated as month 254 times, and as a new moon 20 times. To understand this in context, we must remember that Israel's calendar was a lunar one, with only 354.37 days. It loses around 11 days per year in relationship to the Gregorian calendar of our day, of that calendar being 365.242 days. The Hebrew compensated this shortfall by adding an extra month as needed to realign the months with the seasons. An example is in the Hebrew calendar, which uses a 19-year cycle. Although Nisan is the first month on the Jewish calendar celebrating the Passover, the civil new year was announced by the blowing of the shofar, a trumpet made from a ram's horn. It began a great celebration best known as Rosh Hashanah, or the Feast of Trumpets, which begins in the 7th month of the lunar year, or on Tishri 1. It is the profound call for Israel to return to God. Leviticus 24:23, 24 through 25 Speak to the sons of Israel, saying, "In the 7th month, on the 1st of the month, you shall have a rest, a reminder by blowing of trumpets, a holy convocation. You shall not do any laborious work, but you shall present an offering by fire to the Lord." Although its main significance to secular Israel is the recognition of it as New Year's Day, celebrating the creation of Adam, the biblical significance is far more profound. As the name implies, it is the sounding of the shofar, the ram's horn. The long stirring wail and the staccato blasts on the horn has various meanings. It can be simply an announcement of the Sabbath, a call to assembly, or as profound as the marshaling of troops used for a battle cry. But prophetically, it can be viewed with a special implication of the calling of the faithful, dispersed Jews home. Home to Israel. Isaiah 27:13 records this prophetic declaration. It will come about also in that day that a great trumpet will be blown, and those who were perishing in the land of Assyria and who were scattered in the land of Egypt will come and worship the Lord in the holy mountain at Jerusalem. The Jewish oral tradition associates this festival with the universal day of creation, the universal day of judgment, and nationally the day for which Israel is to renew her bond with her God. It is a call for Israel to assemble as a nation. The inauguration of the nation of Israel began in Exodus 19:16, reading, "So it came about on the 3rd day, when it was morning, that there were thunder and lightning flashes, and a thick cloud upon the mountain, and a very loud trumpet sound, so that the people who were in the camp trembled." We read that the people covenanted with God on that day, and with a single voice. In Exodus 24:3 we read, "Moses came and told the people all of the commandments of the Lord and all of the ordinances. Then all of the people responded with a single voice, 'We will do everything that the Lord has commanded.'" Israel is judged as a unified nation, but you and I will be judged as individuals, as Christians. We have covenanted with our Lord, and as individuals, and not as a church or a larger group. 2 Corinthians 5:9 through 10 reads, "Therefore, whether we are at home or we are away, we make it our aim to be pleasing to Him. For we must all appear before the tribunal of Christ, so that each may be repaid for what he has done in the body, whether good or worthless.